This is the Chinese Tier 10 Enriched Medium, the 121B, a vehicle that I personally think is fantastic. Not only does it feature very solid levels of damage per minute, great mobility, and pretty solid armor, but it also features an absolutely amazing mechanic in the latest update of the game, adaptive concealment. The way this works is, first of all, you are unspotted in 7 seconds rather than 10. That's a pretty big reduction, 30%, and it will allow you, in the majority of situations you put yourself in, to get out a lot faster. Not only do you get unspotted sooner, but you also know who has spotted you and when you're unspotted. This mechanic can come absolutely crucial to winning games, especially in late situations. But at the same time, it's not a light tank, so you do have to be a little cautious with this tank, and that's why that mechanic allows you to know who spotted you. It's actually just amazing. Today's video, we're actually going to be taking a look at a game I literally just played in the tank. Originally, I was going to make a video on the Leech playstyle, which is essentially where you farm off of your teammates and then you're the one to clean up all the kills and the damage after they've bled their health. I was going to explain how it's a really lame playstyle and people who do it really aren't doing their jobs. What actually ended up happening is my team camped so hard this game, I probably waited about a minute and a half and still had to push in. And because the other flank on my team died so hard, this was one of the craziest carries I've had in quite a long time, especially in a vehicle like the 121B. So up against us, we have a Caro 45-ton, a Foch 155, a Kranvan Object 268 version 4, an AMX 5120, Kampfpanzer 70, and a T92E1. Now, I don't know where the T92E1 is, I don't know where the enemy Caro is, and those are both incredibly deadly mediums. I'm just sitting here, because I don't want to make an over-aggression when the enemy can just poof right out of existence. Earlier today I was live streaming in the CS63, and literally just out of nowhere you would run into tanks that you just wouldn't expect to be sitting in random spots, and you get punished for it. So I have learned I am no longer going to be playing super aggressive, as I always say and then forget, but yeah, especially when updates come out, you have to play a lot more passive. So as you can see in this battle, I'm playing very passive early game, but my Leopard's literally doing nothing. He's sitting in the spawn, he's not getting shots off, so I'm like, fine, I'm gonna go up and spot. And of course, the moment I decide to drive up, a Caro gets spotted and rolls me for 459 after my shot flat misses him in the open. You can see I'm yelling at my Leopard to move, and the dude's just, I don't even know what he's doing, to be real. So I was obviously not too happy in the beginning of this battle. I get one shell into the Caro, and thankfully I have a 704 who actually helps me out. This 704 is probably one of the only reasons I ended up winning this game, because there was no way I was going to be able to send this Caro in a 121B. It shows just how busted autoloaders and auto-reloaders are. You can't really push a tank that has more alpha damage than you and really good DPM unless you want to bleed all of your health in the process. It's just really annoying. So thankfully, we've been able to get some decent shells out. The T92E1 looks AFK, but then whips out of like Narnia, pens my object 704. A little unfortunate, but not too bad. We still get the finishing shell into the T92E1. We're at 2,000 damage at this point, and it's a 4 versus 4. But not for long. As we can see, my team is bleeding quite a lot. The VK90 just went from full health to 0 because he thought YOLOing 4 vehicles was a good idea. It wasn't. And now our Leopard, who has done nothing the entire game, is going to kill himself in a matter of just a few seconds. So this game has turned from not so bad, pretty bad, very, very quick. My 704 is going to try and finish off the Foch, but, well, there's a V4 there as well, so you can imagine how that's going to go. And I'm going to artificially increase my gun depression by wedging my tank on the back of this bridge, as you can see. So we're able to clear the enemy AMX. At this point, it is a 2 versus 3. I'm in the 121B versus the Kron, a 268 version 4, and a Foch. The Kron misses me, which is good, and we're up to 4,000 damage at this point. We're going to shoot another shell into the Kron, as I'm willing to risk it, and as we can clearly see, this player does not have any more shells to shoot. So I'm going to get another shell into the Kron. He's going to drive into the water. Now, I know right now my biggest and easiest player to kill is the Kron, so we're going to finish him off before he can get another shell out, and we're not a one-shot for either the V4 or the Foch. But this is where things go bad. I decided I was going to back off the bridge because it would be a lot easier to back off without them being able to spot me, you know, sitting here, as they would probably bonk me. So the only option I have is to drive off and then either go low or to go around like this, which is exactly what I'm going to try and do. But, bruh, there's no way. I'm currently stuck on, like, the pillar of the bridge, which is obviously the worst possible thing to have happen. But thankfully, after a couple seconds of wiggling back and forth, the wargaming gods have let me play another game. So I'm still alive, and now we got the Foch, who's obviously not predicting me to poke there, so we get a clear. Now we got the V4. Now, the 268 version 4 is a one-shot for us, or at least in the range of a one-shot. We have 350 alpha, he has 352 health. So all we realistically need to do is pen one shot, and we'll kill that tank. The problem is, I'm also a one-shot, as the V4 is 650 damage per shot. And I can't push this guy, and look at the base cap. So I aim in a shell right on his hatch, hits the hatch, bounces. Okay, that's really irritating. We're up to 970 on the base cap. 975, 980, 985. Oh. What a painful finish for that game. Shooting at the V4 hatch is one of the last resort options you can have, and it's really one of the only weaknesses the tank has against vehicles like the 121B that doesn't have enough pen to cut through. So we had a pretty solid game, a 1 versus 3. We had a mastery and a high caliber, dealing 5,400 damage, getting 5 kills, and just what an insane game. We made 417,000 credits, and managed to turn what was almost a sure defeat into actually a victory. But let's do one more battle. This time, let's make it live. I feel like it's just fun to do some live games, and at the same time, I always give you guys a double helping of gameplay. So this game up against us, we have a Type 61 and a Bosch Chatillon 25-ton. Okay, well, let's see. We have a bat chat as well, but it's a stock bat chat, which is not always good. Now, with them only having 2 mediums, I'm going to play an aggressive scouting maneuver at the beginning. We're going to drive right on top of this ridge, and we're going to see if we can spot anything. Okay, bruh. One of the most important things I can tell any player as advice is do not stop when you're in a light tank and trying to scout. You have the same camo while moving in a light as you do while sitting still. So, sitting still literally makes no sense. You're gaining nothing from it. You're just possibly getting yourself detected, and if you do, you're going to get nuked. So I always recommend, highly recommend, that if you're going to scout people, just quickly drive over and back down the ridge, which is what I was hoping to do there. Even though I'm not in a light and my camo isn't the same, it is still much safer to just do a quick spotting run and then go back in the cover. What was that? Okay. This is clearly going to be a cringe battle. Just from the first initial shots of this game, I have a bad feeling about this. Their team is playing very, very passive. Maybe we can get a shell into the E75. Nope, he's on the other side of the ridge. Oh, and we're spotted by what? Ah, by a camping bat chat. Well, we got 1 shell into his vehicle. He actually is not spotting us, interestingly enough. You can see that due to our spotting mechanics. So we're able to get 1, 2, and 3 shells into his tank. How are we not spotted by his vehicle? Very interesting to say, none the least. Okay. Well, if we're not detected, I'm just going to drive right up here, and we're going to... Now we are spotted. Okay. Let's get a nice shell into the 57 heavy once. Let's reload, see if we can get 1 more shot into the 57. All my homies hate autoloaders. We do get hit by the Type 61. And let's see if we can get a shell out. No, unfortunate. Alright, well, we got the Yag in this side as well, so let's just get a shell into the Yag. At this point, we're actually not spotted again. It looks like just nothing is able to detect us. So let's go for another shell into the Yag Panzer E100. We're getting some decent farms out right now. We got the enemy bat chat off to the side. There's the 57 heavy. And we did get spotted, but obviously we backed in the cover. This is the great thing about this adaptive concealment. It allows you to see when you are spotted. And just having that information at hand is absolutely invaluable. I mean, I can easily know when I need to back up. I can know who spotted me. It's just such important information to change the outcome of certain games. So we get a nice shot into the Type 61. We're reloading again, and, well, the Yag gets bonkered. Ah, the shell goes low. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, we're still fine as it is. And we don't really need to do much here, apart from wait. We don't need to, you know, play overly aggressive because the 268 version 4 is going to do that for us. We're going to put on our adrenaline and get another... What is this? That's the second time we've had a shot do that this game. There's no way. There's actually no way. Alright, well, let's see. Types crossing. This is not looking like too much of a victory anymore, I'm going to be real. But there you go. We get a nice shot into the Type 61. Now the V4 is going to cross. I'm hoping we can get a pen. Nice, we do. We do get spotted in the process, but thankfully we are not killed. But we're now in a one versus literally everyone engagement, so yeah, that's not very fun. Let's see if we can get a shell into the enemy minnow. There you go. Nice shot, hitting him right in the roof as he backs off. I'm gonna be real though, I don't know what we're supposed to do in this situation. Like, this is one of those games where it doesn't really matter what you do if your team's this bad, you know? Alright, well, let's see. I have a prediction that, yep, the 50... Why? Why? Why is this gun doing this to me today? Well, at least we penned that one. Oh, boy. Then we got the V4 off to the side. Anger. Anger is all I feel. Anger, seething, and malding. And we low roll the Type 61, even though we shouldn't. We massively low roll him. Now we got the Yag off to our side, who actually thankfully misses us. Let's load in a heat shell onto the Yag. And now we got the 57 heavy on our front, which I mean, we're just dead. It doesn't matter how skilled you are sometimes, you're just dead. I mean, we did 5,800 damage, and our team couldn't do anything. 5 versus me. And they all had a lot of health left. That was the craziest part. Wow. That was a bad team. That was a bad team. We actually could have done an insane amount of damage if we'd been given the opportunity there, but... Yeah, it's pretty bad. Here we are aiming at the Object 260. Beautiful shot, and just bounces off the flat side. We can even see the actual, like, shell mark hitting the side. Oh, it went low, bruh. I wasn't even aiming remotely low. Look at where the shell went. What is that? Alright, well, that first shot was an absolute L. Just, once again, RNG not being on my side. And then this shot, yeah, like, what is that? I seriously don't know what to say. We got rolled 2 shots in a row. I don't even know where the shot went. Like, it says it's on the side, but that's where it went? Okay. Either way. Perfectly aimed on the flat side of his vehicle, doesn't go where I'm aiming. This has been a serious problem with Blitz lately. It's called reticle lag, and essentially, when you turn your turret, your vehicle where it's actually aiming is not where the server says it's aiming, and because of that, there's a delay on where your shots actually go. We possibly lost this game because of those 2 shots. Not only would the V4 have been a 1 shot later in game and we would have possibly killed him, but that Yag would have died. It's a great example of how just 1 or 2 shots late game can absolutely cause you to lose. It's actually really unfortunate. All the shots we actually ended up bouncing this game were not any result of our own faults. But I can't complain. 5,800 damage. It was a victory. In my mind. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.